to me moving here in 2017, I had an interview for the office manager job at Empire. Because at the time, they had already told my my mentor that they wasn't interested in hiring him an assistant right now. Maybe later on down the line. So didn't work out. But of course, when you do interviews, you're meeting certain people. So I had already had like an interview with Nima. And I don't think Ghazi was on that meeting. I think me and him did a meeting afterwards, but it still didn't work out, right? I didn't allow it to discourage me because I knew it didn't work out because I didn't live here. We'll figure it out. I'm going to figure it out.
Business, yeah.
I move out here. I'm thugging, okay? I don't got no job. I don't got no money. I'm feeling like a bum.
You're like, I ain't got shit to do.
You know what I'm saying? Hair not really laid.
For me, it's still the drive, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because, I mean, I didn't know. I'm like, it's going to pop because luckily for me, I moved in January. At the end of January, shout out to Prezi. I always tell this part of the story. I didn't know Prezi at the time, but Prezi was having a listening party that my man OP, I did know OP. OP and my godmother were the only two people in the Bay that I knew. Shout out to OP.
That's the big brother.
OP was like, yo, well, one of my artists or this artist is having a listening session. You should come by, you know, whatever. I'm like, well, I ain't doing shit because clearly I'm not doing shit. I ain't got
I'll be there.
Yeah, so I'm like, cool, I'll go. I'm going to go hang out. And
I'll see if I could fit it in.
You know, really, it was more so like, let me see if I can get a ride. You know,
can you pick me up?
Yeah, like I didn't understand, so I go. Ghazi's there.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
So I walk straight up to him.
Nice.
And he has got this shocked look on his face, right? He's like, you really quit being on the radio to come work with me?
Oh,
wow. That was where his first words to me. And I was like, yeah, I told you I was coming. Like, I told y'all in the interview I was coming whether y'all hired me or not. Right. You know, so I'm here. What's up? He was like, you know what? I fuck with that. Come to the office. Come to the office Monday morning.
Damn.
Yeah, see, y'all getting hype. I'm ready for the letdown.
Right. Like, hold on, wait. Don't end there.
I thought that was all she wrote. Like,
nah, baby.
Damn. And it just makes the entire story that much better.
It most definitely keeps going. So I go to the office that Monday, right? I'm hyped. I'm like, yes. It only took me 30 days to get a job. There. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all y'all, I did it.
Gotta go back and delete all them tweets.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, can I still come back?
Right, for real. Like,
where the fuck, motherfucker?
I just knew it was going down.
Oh, man.
So I'm in the office, me, Nima, Ghazi, we talking, you know, and then we started talking about like the things that I've accomplished and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, you can check out my website. They go pull up my website. It's not working.
Oh, damn.
And all I had to do was prior to the meeting.
Not the fumble Ruski at the finish line.
All I had to do was check my website prior to that meeting. And I could have fixed that in 5 minutes.
You think it was just the excitement though? That
I don't know. I don't know if I was cocky at the time or what. But it did not
hit him up on the way to the interview and shit. Like,
it didn't happen. I hadn't heard back from them after that. And I was like, damn. So
at that point, did you think like, fuck, it's over?
I mean, did you wait before you followed up? Or
you said earlier, like you weren't discouraged when you like, but at this point you're like, fuck. Like,
I was a little bit.
Now we count numbers. That's the second approach.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, this not gonna work. Like this is never gonna happen, right? Man. Like I had made it up in my mind. But I was like, I'm gonna still thug it out because I know me.
Yeah.
Like I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna get a bae 2 years. I always give myself a deadline. I'm always big about deadlines. Yeah. I said, I'm gonna get a bae 2 years. If I don't got a job within those 2 years, I'm out. Mm-hmm. I'll go to LA. Cause at the time I had big contacts and big connections in LA.
There you go.
I had 3 cribs I could have lived in out there. But again, it felt too comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't
want to be out of your comfort.
I wanted to be out of my comfort zone because I always tell people, you could be the biggest nigga in your city, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't go to somebody else's city and still be that same big person, you ain't shit.
You ain't
exactly.
Yeah.
You ain't him.
It ain't it. It's just not it. So I'm like, to me, I'm calling myself like, I really feel like I am who I say I am.
Right.
So I'm gonna thug it out.
And you weren't taking no finesse. You
I
wasn't.
wasn't.
I'm about to make it happen.
I'm gonna make this. I worked at the Boys and Girls Club on Kiska Road.
Let's go.
In Hunters Point.
On a bad ass
I'm a Columbia Park Boys Club kid, so I know, yeah, for sure.
Like, I thugged it out. My mama, I don't want you to see this part, but I did some things to make some money, okay? I did not sell myself, I can tell you that.
Oh, there you go.
But I did some things, you know, just to stay afloat.
Right?
Sold some product.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Had to connect some dots.
I had to connect some dots. That's all. That's a good way of saying it. I love that. I've really just hustled for a good long time. And I say this all the time because I throw it in Ghazi's face every time. I'll be like, bro, you really made me wait 18 months?
Damn. 18
months. So it's BET Awards weekend 2019.
Oh, here we go. Now this is the story.
2019. It's also the year that, give you a little context. I have been still tapped in with Empire, of course. So BET Weekend 2018, they have a party. I worked the door for the party. You know, just tapping in with different people.
Yeah.
My girl Stacy, I knew she had ran a radio stuff and I knew she was doing all their events. I made sure to stay under her wing. When I got tapped in with Tina Davis, started always having meetings with her and tapping in with her.
Ooh, Tina Davis.
Like, I know who I'm looking for and I know who I can help benefit. So those are the people that I'm going to make sure that I tap in with. And out of one of these people, somebody is going to be like, she got it. I can, she going to hold me down. So it's BET Awards Weekend 2019 because here we are. By that time, 2018, I had been living here for 6 months. So by the end of that year, I still had no job. I'm still working at the Boys and Girls Club. At this time, I had went from being just a contractor to an actual salaried employee because I was like, well, this is my job now. Like, I don't want to keep just putting in. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to sit here and keep putting in these little bit of hours when I'm also living off of someone too. I'm like, man, I got to do what I need to do. So here we go. It's June again, June 2019. We at BET Awards. I had already secured what I needed to secure for BET Weekend, right? Shout out to my girl, Karen Civil. Anybody who knows my story knows that Karen Civil is a big part of my story. She has been very, very helpful for me. My YG interview that I was able to get was because of her. Being able to tap in at different festivals like A3C throughout the industry is because of her. And the first red carpet that I ever did for BET Weekend is because of her. Wow. She allowed me to be a correspondent for her website, KarenCivil.com. Nice. Which was able to land me a spot as press on the blue carpet during BET Weekend, the Nipsey year.
Nice.
And
I thought that was so dope, by the way.
Exactly, that they turned the red carpet to a blue carpet just for him. Yeah. Like, I thought that was dope. And to have such a connection over the years with Nipsey and his team and Karen, and to have that opportunity where for years I had wanted to be on that red carpet. Years I wanted to be on that red carpet.
At the night before, right before you're on air, I know it's like all hitting you.
Yeah, like I'm getting calls. My girl Stacy hitting me. She's like, yo, can you work our party? I'm like, nah, I'm doing the blue carpet this year, baby. It's not happening, you know? And she's like, no, I understand. So for that to be my first BET red carpet and everything was exciting. So, all right, it's the weekend. I'm feeling myself, okay?
Turn up.
I'm feeling myself because at this point, we're at the 1.5 year mark. So I had already made it up in my mind. I'm moving to LA.
I want to go talk to
that year 2 is coming up real quick.
Year 2 is 6 months away. I'm done. I'm tapped. I gave the day all I was willing to give it. I'm moving to LA by December. We out of here. I'm at a party. Karen Civil, Young Dolph do a party together.
Damn.
I'm at the party having a good old time. By this time, I'm relaxing because the weekend is usually like high power pumped. You're going to all these events. You're going to go tap in with all these different people. So you're kind of like on your toes the whole time. But this is the one time during the weekend I'm like, I don't got to be on my toes.
Yeah.
Like, I know most of the publicists that's in here or the managers or the artists, like the executives. I'm cool with a lot of these people. So I'm I'm gonna let my hair down. I'm about to get wasted. Okay? Like I am about to get
in there with that bass shit.
Like for real, like lit, right?
We got a toast to that one.
We just fucked up the blue carpet. You can't tell me shit.
You can't tell me shit.
Mama, we made it.
So I'm feeling myself. I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm living.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm making my rounds around the party, and I see Gazi. I said, oh, I'm gonna just go over there and say hi. This man immediately, my homegirl, shout out to Adele over at YouTube. So she is, as soon as she's moving out the way, he sees me. He goes, I've been looking for you.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, looking for who? You've been looking for who?
Yeah, right.
Because at this time, he had seen me numerous of times. Like, Dolph had did a concert, I think at August Hall or something like that.
Okay.
I had been tapped in. I'm really tapped in with Dolph's camp at the time because my man Issa, who's 2 Chainz DJ, is street exec. So it's like, he out here, we hanging out, so we mobbing or whatever the case may be. And that was always my thing. Gazi always kept seeing me because I'm well connected.
You couldn't deny that.
So it was like, it doesn't matter where we are. Like, I know someone here, so I'm going to be in these same rooms. Like,
It took him to see all that.
and that's exactly what he said. He said he kept seeing me, and to the point where we at this party and he was like, yo, I've been looking for you. I got a studio and I want you to run it.
Hey.
I'm drunk, so I'm just like, sure.
Fine, eh?
It ain't never dawned on me that, bitch, you don't know nothing about running no studio. Like,
Little did he know.
you know, like, what?
Yup.
I've been around artists, of course. I've been in studios, but like how one runs.
Yeah.
I got a little audio production background or something like that, but I don't know Pro Tools.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any of this stuff, but
You do now.
look, let's figure it out. I know that I'm a
Right.
leader. I know if you show me something, as long as you show it to me and don't tell it to me, I can do it again.
There you go.
Execute that.
You know, people today, man, you want to learn them
Facts.
all the shit, man. I feel like hands-on is always going to be any
Like a
type of
visual
training.
learner.
Any
Yeah.
type, you know what I mean?
That's how I learned
Definitely.
how to drive stick. Like my first car was a stick. And it was by my mom, like trying to talk me through it, but showing it to me.
Edit that.
And I was a
part
pro.
Remember my mom bought like a 89 hatchback Honda from like a fucking junkyard and we just fucked that shit up all up and down house.
The homie Mint stole a teacher's car. Well, not Mint, but the homie Tracy. And that's how we learned to drive a stick. You know?
First
Gotta get it.
mob. That's why they call us the mob out here. We was doing some mob stuff.
Had to get it. So yeah, next thing you know, that was in June. BT weekend is always like the last weekend of June. So 4th of July comes around. I'm like, yo, this is I've been waiting on this offer letter that he tells me that he's gonna send me
When is it
for
coming
like
out?
2 weeks.
Damn.
And I was
So
like,
at that point, you're still like, I'm still moving to LA.
I'm gone.
You ain't got me all
If
hyped
this
up. I'm
offer
gonna go
letter
to LA.
don't arrive,
so I
like-
can tell y'all this story. The same night Gazi offered me that job, I also was in the running to be Cardi B's publicist.
Wow.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like you're just not gonna be denied.
Yeah, it was
the
nothing
stars
gonna deny
align
me.
and
A friend
Who's
of
gonna be
mine
lucky
that
to
worked
end up
at
with
Biz
you?
3 at the time, she had reached out to me and was like, yo, there's a major opportunity. If you're interested, you know, I'll throw your name in the hat. And I literally missed my flight coming back to the Bay.
Damn.
I missed my flight coming back
over.
to the Bay because I had the opportunity. I'm on a call with P and Cardi B to possibly meet with her so that we could see if it would be a good fit.
Wow.
At the time, I didn't have no faith in myself. I was like, you know, I was still a new publicist. I didn't feel like I had everything that I needed to offer for her, but it was dope to have 2
considered
job offers on the table
for
at the
sure,
time.
definitely.
After working a job that I didn't want to really work for real.
Right.
Is it safe to
I've
say?
been living in the city for 18 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, okay, year 2 about to really be that year.
Man.
But
It's
you're
safe
still
to say,
working with the
you
Boys
were
and
you were
Girls
born
Club
to be
too,
in this
though, right?
space.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like,
Yeah, you
wait.
were
Hey,
you were
we
born to be in
got
this space.
stories here on the Happy Hour show area,
Yeah,
baby.
be
Y'all better
saying,
start watching. Y'all better start
Motherfuckers be in
watching.
gyms, but they just be like,
In
they
and
go
out.
right past, I'm telling you.
So I was like, all right, I missed my flight to come back to the Bay because I was trying to meet with her. It didn't work out, didn't trip. Literally like 2 days later, Tina Davis was like, yo, let's meet. Like let's have lunch. So we have lunch and she's like, yeah, no, like Ghazi is gung-ho on who he wants to, run this studio. Like she had already started kind of putting me up on game. But I'm still not having like nothing, no offer letter, nothing. So I'm still like, this is all bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't play with no
Lessons
sister.
in writing.
Don't play with
I
no
signed
sister
that
like
check.
Yeah, like I'm just not believing anything. So the one day it's 4th of July. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to get anything today.
It's a
Out
holiday.
of all the days, it's a holiday. I'm like, no one is going to hit me about a job today. So I'm going to get fucked up. Okay? I'm going to have a good old time. I just had a really good BET weekend. Let's just bask in that. Like, let's just enjoy that as we figure out what our next step is about to be. Lo and behold, as I am slurred, I get a text message like, what's your email? Your offer letter is in the email.
Oh.
Did you remember your email?
Look, Ghazi texts me. I'm like, I sent him my information, but I told him, I was like, I'm going to read this later.
Yeah, I'm fucked up.
And I'm going to come back to it. Because that's all I could. I was just like, yo, I can't read this contract right now. Like, it's not even going to make sense to me. Like, and luckily I have a bachelor's in criminal justice. So reading contracts, I'm very good at.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm all about reading the fine print. So I'm like, I can't read this right now. Like, not having it.
Is there any, how many zeros in here?
It was terrible. I just remember my friend Bree, she'd tell you, I just kept crying because I was like, this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been waiting for.
Man.
It took 18 long months.
But the journey
happened.
and the rest
But
of
it's history,
Yeah. You charm on that one for sure.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, at the end of the day, you finally land your spot. But let's talk about what does it actually take? Not only to run a studio, but the studio at Empire. Like the staple here in the Bay Area.
So it's a lot of pressure at first because it's our flagship studio. Anybody who knows Ghazi knows that he's all about expanding. So we also have a New York studio now. We're about to have an Africa studio.
Man, you doing country now?
Africa.
Yeah, like, we got artists from Indonesia, Africa,
overseas.
all over the country. The world. Like, we're a global label at this point. So at first it really was a lot because I didn't know what I was doing, but my Southern roots, I'm a very hospitable person.
Right.
And a lot of our artists are from the South. Mm-hmm. So for them, when they were first starting to come in, it just gave them a place to feel like home away from home. I'm going to make sure you fed. I'm putting on that auntie
Shout
cake.
out to Sam.
You know what I'm saying?
It worked out perfectly.
Mafia
music, like making sure that they fed, making sure I got barbers that can come straight to them. I got a weed man that can come straight to them. Like, there's not anything.
We might need a plug.
Like, I looked at it like a concierge service.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to make sure that there's nothing my artists, when they come into the studio, that they need. Like, you got security. You don't even got to watch your back in here.
Yeah.
I make sure doors is locked. Things like that. So, I didn't know what it was going to take, but I just knew the comfortability that I wanted to see and things that I had seen. Shout out to Dina Marto. She is the founder of 12 Music Group Studios in Atlanta. They had a long run for like 7-8 years, and I watched her be able to house Epic, Atlantic, all types of A&Rs in her studio. I've watched people make hits. I've met writers in those studios. And sitting in her studio and watching it be successful, the moment Ghazi gave me that job, she's the first person I hit.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm like, what's the success of being a woman in this industry? And then what are the things that made your studio so successful? Like, why is it that I used to come to it all the time? Like, prior to me moving to the Bay, I was working with a boutique label where I was literally living in Atlanta every weekend, working with this label, but out of her studio.
Wow.
So it was like, just seeing how it ran all the time, I was like, yeah, I need this type of energy. And like, shout out to her. She gave me the best advice ever. She was like, have you some really good engineers and the best producers and writers. If you got some good writers and some good producers, your studio's gonna work.
Nice.
And I just make sure that I tap in with people that I'm connected to, because I know a lot of writers. I know a lot of dope producers. So I just try to make sure that, when I can bring somebody in, I do. I'm a real big tap in type of person. I'm all about connecting people. That's even, my whole consulting company is the reason why it is a consulting company and it wasn't a blog company, because of the fact that I'm so well connected in so many different areas.
Glad you said that.
That it makes sense. It just makes sense.
So many people forgot the lost art of consulting. Like they don't know, like connecting the dots, or like me giving you my expertise in this field or wherever you need to get done.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have known this shit if I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You need to pay me for that.
Just gotta tap in. It's really just tapping in. And it's like, just show that you can do the work. Like my homie Slim, shout out to my homie Slim. He told me he do electrical work. Next thing you know, now he our electrician. He doing the whole remodel of our studio.
Shit, I do floors. Can I come in?
You see what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, I'm that type of person. You tell me that you're good at something, and if you can prove it, I'm going to make sure you always got a bag. Like, that's just the type of person I am. I've always been that type of person. I love connecting the dots for people and putting people on, because I don't do it for the recognition.
Yeah,
I know that it's gonna come back to me regardless.
Exactly.
Like, if I do you a favor, you're gonna end up doing me a favor.
Sure,
like, I don't really trip, so
hold each other down.
That's crazy. Hell yeah, big ups, man. I'm so glad that we had you here. Like shit, you know, not to just take the discredit just from women, but shit, you gaming up men and everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really glad that we got you in here to talk about this. And you know, it's so crazy. Like we really heard your whole story from like beginning to where you're thriving at now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know
Look, and I think I only hit the surface of some of that stuff.
Oh yeah, we left out some gems. You know,
let's not forget about that ebook though. Let's talk about your book.
Okay. You know, I know y'all have been noticing this nice little thing over here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. You know, one of your, you know, your ventures where you getting into the literature. You said you wasn't rocking with English then, but I guess I guess it's come back. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so
I'll let you hold it.
If you didn't know, the Independent Artist Guide to Being in the Know, it was created out of I'm not gonna lie, frustration a little bit. As a consultant and doing a lot of PR work, I get artists that ask me the same questions. And it was like, after a while, I'm watching people pay me for me to tell them information that I could have literally put somewhere and they would have been perfectly fine, like the basics, right? So it's last year, 2021, right? Because we're in 2022. Yeah, it was last year, 2021. I kept saying, I need something.
That's how you know you working.
I know, right? I need something tangible to sell. I had told myself, like, I love my consulting company, but I watch how that money goes and comes and whatnot. But I'm like, it's nothing tangible. I want something tangible. Yeah. I want something to sell. I don't care if it's a notebook, a damn mug. I want something
T-shirt
to sell for Black Friday.
Picture of dollars.
For sure. Like, I'm like, I want something to sell for Black Friday. Everybody's selling something on Black Friday. I want something to sell this Black Friday. And crazy thing, January of 2021, I had kept telling myself I wanted to make an ebook. So I just wrote out all the ideas. I'm big on that, okay? I come up with awesome ideas. I break them all the way down, but then I break them all the way down to why they won't work, and then I won't do them.
Oh, there you go.
That's getting way too
I'm covering all angles.
I'm terrible at that. Like, I really will do that. And I did that with the ebook, so it never happened, right? So as the year progresses from January, as it's getting closer to Black Friday, I'm like, I have a little bit more time on my hands. At this time, I have a staff in the studio.
You ain't grabbed all the crumpled notes back
out
the
dropping this fucking book.
A friend of mine gave me a notebook that I, to this day, still write in. She gave me this notebook that got like this prayer on it for my birthday. Shout out to my girl D. She gave me this book. I still write in it. So it was like the first couple of pages of it. It was just ideas that I wanted to do. And yeah, it's getting closer to Black Friday. I have a staff in studio because I started the studio, me and one security guard. Mm-hmm. Now I have runners. I have an assistant manager. I have multiple engineers. Like it runs like a machine at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. I got a little bit of time on my hands. What do I want to do with my time? I'm just chilling. Like, I get bored really easily. I get on Canva. I start writing.
That's my new best friend now.
Yeah, like I get on Canva. I start writing. I made the cover. And after I made the cover, I was like, well, I need pages.
Hey.
Like, literally, I started with the cover and I was like, I need pages. And I went back to my notebook and I was like, these are the topics that I wanted to talk about. So let's go deep into these topics. How do I set these topics up? Okay, so boom, next thing you know, a cover turned into 22, 24 pages.
There you go.
Man.
And I published it. I was like, freak it. I have an ebook. Like, and
I'm an author.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, you being a professional in that spot, and you know, it's kind of like the ultimate, you know, you got your clients that you're already serving. So it's kind of like, why don't you just...
And that was how I sold it. It's like, my consultations are $125 an hour, right?
How much to answer one question? How much to answer one question?
So that was the thing. It was
Can I get half an answer? I'll figure the rest out.
Can I just lead me down the right path? Can I get a question?
But I do have this thing, like, it's $125 an hour because of the fact that you shouldn't go past an hour.
Right.
I do feel like it's very unproductive to talk to someone past a certain amount of time. If you're in a meeting for 3 hours, y'all ain't talking about nothing.
Right.
I be loving these masterminds.
After that, you're on the happy hour.
That's a good one.
Trying to get them free lunches.
Yeah, so I'm like, and then also it was also a number that I knew that only serious people would take. So it was like, if you really wanted some help, you were going to reach out and you were willing to pay it.
For sure.
So, but I was like, you know what? Let's make something a little more affordable, where I can sell multiples of them. You know, like the drug game. You know, if your prices is better, you know.
How you like that here?
Product is right.
If the product, you know what I'm saying? And the price, it's going to move.
Exactly.
So I'm like, all right, bam, that's how we're going to do it. Sell the book, the ebook. It does very, very well. But as I'm selling it, I'm listening to like friends like, all right, I bought it. I want it. And I'm like, it's not in tangible form. It's an ebook.
It's an ebook. Do you know what the E in ebook stands for?
You know, it's not like real, right? No.
It's an ebook. So I'm just like, okay, I need to figure something else out. Maybe an Amazon version of it. Again, I get bored again. Need something to do. And I made this book. The book.
Like, there you go.
I already had the pages, so it was really just formatting it into the Amazon Kindle format or whatnot. Again, utilizing some different programs that I'm very efficient in, like Premiere and InDesign, Adobe InDesign. So utilizing these different programs, I was able to like, all right, bam, I formulated the book.
Not Johnny's prison kite notes.
Don't knock me. My notes came through for me, baby. I was one verse to that.
You see, like this.
You see how they knocking, huh? Who was asking the questions?
Oh my
Let's
God.
go.
Love it.
I mean, I do want to say, I love how you never took no for an answer. You were determined. You believed in yourself, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, you're going to get the job done.
Yeah.
Go get her.
I didn't have no choice. I have been in, you know, relationships with guys that were well off. And as a woman, you hear times where you're just like, oh, you know, you're set, you got it, whatever the case may be. But I always had that mentality that what a man had wasn't going to take care of me and my family. It might take care of me, but it's not going to take care of my family. I still got to be able to get it from my mom, you know, because say if it were we together today, we not together tomorrow, then what? Like, I still got to figure it out. So it was like, I always had this hustle in me where it's like, I got to do it. Like,
or to add, if he got it, well, I can get it too.
I'm a spoiled girl. Like, I'm my mom's only daughter.
Don't let her get on Instagram asking anything, because I know somebody gonna get it for you.
Or I'm gonna get it for myself. Like, I'm just that type of person. Like, my mom even kind of instilled that in me. Like, she'll tell me no, but it was like, all right, if you can find another way to get it, you can have it. Like, and I've always just been that type of person. Like, you're not gonna tell me no. It was more so like, if you knew in order to get the new shoes, you needed to get good grades. So get the good grades so you can get the good shoes. Like, I just always had that mentality. It's, you don't tell me no. It's just not right now, or find another way to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. Every time. Go get my book.
Yeah, get that book. Tap in.
We've had an amazing time with you here.
Yeah.
Like, I knew personally, just because I know your vibe and I know how resilient your story was, but I even learned a lot more tonight.
Yeah,
So I just want to say thank you, for blessing the Happy Hour
Yes.
show. You are the first queen that's on our show.
Yeah.
I hope it empowers more females to come on our show. We have reached out, just to scheduling. We've had some people. She did shout out the homie OP who had a schedule with a nice female who's doing a lot of stuff for Warner's brother. Keep the name on till just in case we get her.
Hold on. We gotta have someone that has something going on, and as you can see, Domo got it going on.
So I would like to say to any young women out there that want to break ground into this area, but just to anybody out there, because from this interview, if you ain't got that, this girl got the most ultimate hustler spirit.
For sure.
And if you ain't picked that up,
Real.
that nobody can tell you no, and to be a firm believer in all your dreams, this is the embodiment spirit.
I like to be that testament.
We met in 2017, and just seeing that shift from, like she said, I met her in that point where she was like, I'm out here hustling. What's up? I'm out here party. Who you know? I'm trying to be out here. So now where she's at, she the one putting people on. So, Queen, it's been a blessing, being your friend and seeing you grow in this place.
Thank you.
But what do you have out there to the people that, kind of want to, I hate to say be you, but, follow in your footsteps?
Nah, really understand that your journey is yours and not mine. I have looked up to so many different people all the time with the idea of thinking that how they did it was going to work for me. And unfortunately, it doesn't work for you like that. I read this book. It's called The Alchemist. I love this book.
Perfect.
I actually have Mach 2 tatted on me because it means it's written. And I'm a firm believer that my life is already written for me. So it's just you just got to sometimes take those leaps of faith, but also just know that, what's best for you is for you. And trust that the things that do happen to you that you feel as though are not for you, it just wasn't for you. Let it go. Acceptance. Acceptance is a really thing. Accept and adjust. I'm real big on that. You just got to understand everything just not going to work out. But when the way it will work out is going to be, you'll see later on down the line. And for the women, man, just keep at it, okay? Because they're going to most definitely try you, okay? This is a male-dominated industry. Yes, there are a lot of women that are most definitely getting up onto their bag, high-level executives, pushing the needle in the envelope. But we're talking about women that's been fighting for the last 30 years to get to these points, so it's really good to see it. But we need more. There most definitely we could use more. Even in certain boss standards and roles, we're still not the boss. There's still people still making decisions for us. You see the government making decisions for us. It's
horrible.
So even if we are in charge, we still not in charge. So if we continue to be into these positions that we can be in charge, go and get it, bro.
Hey.
Don't let no one stop you and tell you no. I always have this this thing. So I have 2 quotes I live by. I tell people to be great on purpose. If you're going to be great, why not be great on purpose? I love that. And then 2 is to just understand that no is not look at no as a speed bump instead of a stop sign.
Ooh,
All you got to do is slow down and keep going, but don't stop.
Straight mogul talk right there.
Your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
Yes,
Watch out, Oprah.
For sure. Because it's not who you know. I'm all about being in the know, okay? It's all about being in the know. It's always better when you know.
Right.
But who you know is always better than what you know. But if you know both, you're good to go. Okay?
If you know, then you know.
If you know, then you know. Okay?
Be sure to let everyone know where they can reach you at on social media, on your website, everything.
Yeah, I know Domo, IKNODOMO.com, and I know Domo on Instagram. Do not put a W. So a lot of
I was just about to say that. Don't put the W because you would not find it.
K-N-O. And the whole idea behind my brand on why it is K-N-O is when you look at the word know, it comes from knowledge, right? And people understand that knowledge is something that you read through books. My know is based on life experiences.
There you go.
There's no W because when you know, when you're in the know, it's through a life experience. It's something that you had to go through to be able to actually know.
All right, y'all. Remember, it's Aloha Fridays, part of our summer session going down. Do not forget to go ahead and subscribe to the Happy Hour Show Bay Area. We got our beautiful queen here that blessed us this Friday. Definitely drop in. So Aloha Fridays. Get into the mood. Go ahead and run up them numps views that we just had the last previous week. We trying to bring y'all something new. We right here for the Bay Area. So you gonna test this one for the year. Cheers.
Thank you.
Go get you a Risa Rita.